How did you receive the death of Raila Odinga?
First of all, it was confusing because from the beginning, nobody was emphatic on Raila's head of status, which was quite unfortunate. And the people were not prepared for this tragedy. In fact, when it was confirmed that my friend Raila had died, I remembered the assassination of Julius Caesar, where Mark Antony said, "Whence cometh such another?" That is a question the Kenyan people will continue to ask. Because Raila was a major, important, crucial component of Kenya's political juggernaut. He is irreplaceable. And I can predict that there's going to be a realignment, a shift in the way Kenyan politics is going to be played moving forward. I have known Raila for many, many years because I worked with him when he was KANU's Secretary General during the Daniel Arap Moi administration. He is a tough guy, indefatigable in whatever he sets out to do. I feel cheated because I was not prepared for this national blow. It is going to touch negatively many people. When I worked with him, people see him as a very, very tough person, which is correct. But at the same time, he is a gentleman. He is very kind. And I had a premonition because I remember asking one of Raila's friends to give me his number. And I got his number, that is about 1 month ago. I tried to call him 3 times. I don't know why. I do not know what I wanted to tell him, but I wanted to hear his voice. And even book an appointment to go and say hi to him. Because Raila has come to visit me here about 3 times. He has been here. He has come to my facility here to come and meet people, some cultural leaders, led by a man called Ngebe here. And whenever he comes here, we joke and we talk. Even I remember him telling me, "Lee, I want us to go to Embu and greet our people." So I'm grieving. So what I would like to say is that fare thee well, my friend Raila. We have known each other for too long for me to forget you. Just go well. I hope that I'll be able to attend the funeral. Inshallah. Fare thee well, my friend Raila.
What is the most memorable engagement at personal level that you have of Raila?
There is nothing quite notable because I remember one time there was a national day for American independence at the residence of American ambassador in Modaiga. So I remember him patting me, calling me, "Lee, you are a loyal person. You are a loyal person," 3 times. And then, he had this kind of a cheeky smile. "Oh, Lee, you are loyal. You are loyal." I remember that one very well. But otherwise, other meetings were just run-of-the-mill engagements. Nothing special. Yes, because we used to work together. When he was in, can we come to my office, we chat. Sometimes we would like to, whenever he wanted something announced, he would call me. They would telephone me in my office and tell me, Raila is coming to see you. What you want announced, go ahead and announce it. For example, the daughter of a prominent person in Nyanza, Raila would want Moi to send this message. And then Moi would tell Raila, go and see Njiru. And Moi would prepare me and fast. So Raila would come to my office, we would sit and chat and take tea. Well, he was a nice man. But you see, politics is politics. Because politics is rough, you have also to be rough in order to succeed. But as a human being, he was a gentleman.
You interacted with Raila and Moi. What is one thing that perhaps Moi told you about Raila?
Yes, when Raila was giving Moi a headache, I remember one security officer, very, very senior. I do not want to over-describe the situation because could be a large person may not want to be known. He told Moi, Your Excellency, why is this man giving you problems? Give me permission and then we take him out. Moi said, no. We can't do that. Let him be. Moi refused. Some people wanted to eliminate him, but Moi refused. And remember, even when his father died, Jaramogi Oginga Odinga, Moi told me, I have no problem politically. No, I don't have any personal problem with the Odinga family. Because this is politics. Politics is transient. So I will fund the burial. And Raila came to State House in Nakuru and he carried a huge briefcase. And the both of them, Raila and Moi, they were just smiling. Yeah? And you see, Moi went to the funeral. In Kanjaramogi.
So what is one thing that Kenyans really don't know about Raila, but from your interaction, you picked up as one of the most notable things about the fallen hero?
Just what I have told you. He's a gentleman. He is a gentleman. You know, he was always talking about improving Kenya. Improving Kenya. And taking it to the first world. But one day, when he came here, I challenged him. I said, Bwana Raila, when you continue saying that Kenya at independence, we are on the same economic footing with Malaysia, with Singapore, with Korea, who are we waiting for? Why are we crying? What are we supposed to do? He said, if given a chance, I'll take Kenya to the second level. And you remember, I also disagreed with Raila's bid for the chairmanship of the African Union. Because I said, there's nothing called African Union. It's a charade. How can you call it African Union and you have to change money from Kenya shillings to dollars and then you go to Addis Ababa? What union is there if we do not have the same currency? What union is there if you have to have a visa going to Addis Ababa? What kind of union is that? For example, my argument about African Union is that if you read the history, Ghana is recorded as the first African country to be independent in 1957. But remember, Sudan became independent in 1956, but they refused to be called an African country. Egypt became independent in 1922, but it refused to be referred to as an African country. Liberia became independent in 1847, but it refused to be recorded as an African country. So when you say African Union, what is it based on? Like now I see African leaders going to New York during UNGA, United Nations General Assembly, saying that Africa is not on the agenda of global affairs. It is not discussed. Africa has got 1.5 billion people. India, almost the same population. India is not crying. China is not crying. It's 1.4 billion people. Africa, 1.5. I have told these people, the leaders, the problem is not with the Western countries. The problem is with Africa. When you go to New York, crying and sulking, remember that you are like a chicken going to ask tigers and hyenas, why are you eating us? You are the food for the Western people. So it is for you to organize yourselves and fight, because it is biologically suicidal for a person to have mercy on food. You'll be malnourished. You can even starve to death. Africa is a food for the West. So don't go there expecting that the West will have mercy on you. You are the food. That is why I disagreed with Raila and the African leaders. Yes, don't go and cry to the West. Organize yourselves. Like now, I was in Arusha the other day. I have to change money at the border. Then why do you call it Africa Union? If you go to Sierra Leone, you have got the Leone. You go to Ghana, you have got the Sendi. You go to South Africa, you got the Rand. You go to Malawi, the Kwacha. You go to Botswana, there's a Pula. So if you are fragmented, then why do you want the West to do? You continue to be eaten until you wake up. You know, sometimes, my brother Murevi, I get tired of people referring to Africa as a sleeping giant. Why are you sleeping? When will you wake up? So we are tired. Somebody must tell Kenyan leaders that we are tired of people talking about Sierra Leone, Singapore, Malaysia. Who has told you not to go there? Go to that level.
But Njiru, there is this statement that is always said that Raila was the best president that Kenya never had. What would be your take on that?
I don't believe it, because that's a matter of conjecture. Because there's never been one. Well, what I said, my view is this. Raila was the luckiest politician in Kenya, because he will never be blamed for anything. But they benefited during the Kenyatta time. They benefited during the Moi time. They shook hands with Moi, with Kibaki, with Raila, with Ruto. He has been in all the governments, or the family has been in all the governments, but they have never led. So they are lucky in that they benefited, and they will never be blamed for anything. If people say that Raila was the best president that Kenya never had, that's a matter of conjecture, because we do not know what would have become of him if he became the president? That's just a presumption.